beach or even just out of town anywhere. The internet has totally transformed the vacation rental industry. And here with advice, he's real estate expert John Adams. John, how you doing today?
I'm great. Good to be here, Buck.
Yeah, good to have you. It's that time of year, man. Everybody's planning their vacation. So what is the latest when we talk about summer vacation rentals?
You know, it's interesting. 15 years ago, the vacation industry was just totally dominated by local real estate companies. You would list your house with them. They would print a brochure for the summer, mail that to you, and then you picked one. But the internet has totally disrupted that.
My, oh my, how times have changed, right? How did this whole thing get started, this vacation rental on the internet?
There was a couple of retired teachers out in Colorado. I think their name was Klaus, something like that. Anyway, they were trying to get their condo in Colorado rented. And so they created a little website. This was before Al Gore invented the internet.
Oh,
so
wow,
it was
that's
really
way back,
early,
yeah.
And they named it VRBO, which stood for Vacation Rental by Owner. And they had some moderate success with it, but it took off like wildfire because it met a specific need that the rental community wanted. And that was to get away from this business of paying a third to a half of the total rental in a commission. And it has completely dominated the industry ever since.
How did that work with fees and that kind of thing? Who paid and how did that work?
Well, originally you paid $100 a year and you were on the site, and that's all there was. Now it's been bought by a company called HomeAway, who consolidated all these sites. They've jacked up the fees, and guess what? Now they want a percentage of the rental, just like in the old days.
You know what? I might have guessed that.
But there's a newcomer out there called Airbnb. You've probably heard of it.
Yep.
Airbnb started with just a couple of guys who wanted to rent an extra. They couldn't afford their rent in San Francisco.
Well, imagine that in San Francisco, right?
Right. So they started a site to rent air mattresses in their living room to guests to San Francisco. Took off. By 2006, they were getting 100 listings a day. Now they've got millions worldwide. And again, they're very inexpensive. And so I recommend, take a look at Airbnb as well.
So you taught us something today. We've all heard of Airbnb, had no idea it came from renting air mattresses. I love that.
Renting air mattresses. And one additional site that people often don't think of is almost every big city in the world now has a very vibrant Craigslist. And a lot of people, because it's completely free, will list their rentals on Craigslist. So I think it's worthwhile, Buck, to check all three of these sites so that you're looking at vrbo.com, you're looking at Airbnb, and you're also taking a look at Craigslist. Once you've made a decision, it's a good idea to go to TripAdvisor and look at their reviews and see what those reviews look like, because that's going to give you a real good idea of what your rental is going to be like.
Any pitfalls, any things we need to avoid or look out for?
Yeah, you got to be very careful. If there's not many reviews out there on somebody, find a way not to pay all of your money up front, because there are some scammers out there and you've got to be very careful. One way to do that would be to have a trusted in between, maybe a local banker or even a local real estate broker, to hold the money until that rental at least has been inspected and accepted.
In the pictures, you can actually just go look at it yourself too on Google, which is probably not a bad idea.
It's not. If you take Google Street View and it doesn't look anything like the pictures, that's some indication that you've got a real serious problem. So I think all of those make sense, and simply know that talking to the owner is no guarantee that this is going to be the way it's portrayed. Talk to some other people who've stayed there, or at least get some trusted reviews.
Good advice as always, John. Thanks a lot. I'm going to go plan a vacation. All right, John will be here for the next hour solving your real estate problems and answering all your vacation rental questions. Just log on to Facebook and go to